How's it? Today is Friday, March 3rd. It is a big Friday. No longer small Friday, no longer medium Friday. Today I'm going for jerks at 130, snatches at 100, cleans at 120. I think the difference between a small Friday, a medium Friday, and a big Friday is the anxiety I feel walking into the gym. 130 jerk was something that I haven't done in a very long time. Typically, I don't do jerks as its own thing. I usually do jerks after cleans, and so I haven't cleaned 130 in I don't even know how long. I don't know if I've cleaned 130 in training last year. There is a good chance that I actually cleaned clean and jerked 130. The last time was at the meet at Evolution Performance. So that could be a real possibility. I am not sure. That's not something I really pay attention to just because I know I'm capable of it. It's just that like sometimes my body isn't ready for it and I'm not really up to the challenge as far as that goes. Um, Today's lifts were actually pretty good. My jerks at 130 were surprisingly good. I was very, very surprised that I was actually even just able to do them. And yeah, I'm very happy with how my jerks went today. As far as snatch goes, some things were not going the way I wanted them to go, and they were not panning out the way that they should have gone, in my opinion. I missed 90 for a warm up. I missed 95 for a warm up. I missed my first attempt at 100, and I told myself after all those misses at 95, or all those misses in the warm ups, I told myself that I would just do only 3 attempts for my snatch at 100, no matter the outcome. So I would have just moved on if I missed 3 snatches at 100. Thankfully, I only did miss one, but like the ones that I did make were really, really, really weird. One thing Steve told me, I talked to him afterwards, like, well, at work technically, earlier tonight. Um, I told him that my snatches were kind of all over the place. Here's my last one at 125. And what he told me as far as snatches go, he was looking at how I looked on Monday for the blocks, and he was saying that my arms are coming in a little bit too early, and that I should focus more on um, extending with my legs and keeping my back in the correct positioning. This is my first set at 130. I think, as far as snatches go, I think that that is something that I've always had an issue with, even though my timing and positioning could be good. It feels like sometimes I just end up pulling a little bit early with my arms. And perhaps that's something that I should focus on a lot more moving forward. So that is something that is a noteworthy change that I'll be looking into exploring. So these jerks, as far as they go, um, it felt like I didn't have a lot of leg drive. So I honestly had to just trust that I knew what I was doing, which is a little scary of a thought because 130 is like very close to my best jerk in competition, and I had to just rely on my ability to dip and drive very quickly and rely on the speed that I was able to like generate. And I was lucky that I was able to do them. So yeah, after that I moved into my snatches, my normal warm up, which is 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then once I get to 80, it really depends on what happens after that. Um, well, sorry, getting to 80 And then after that depends on what weight I'm doing. So if I go to like 85, um, then typically that means I'm going to be doing like a lift at 90 or so. That's like going to be my working weight. Sometimes I have working weights that are a lot lighter than that, so I might end up doing like 83, and that might be my actual working weight. But I almost always go to 80, and then that's it from there. I think as far as my warm ups, these just kind of felt a little bit weird. Some of them felt okay, but most of them didn't feel super great. Yeah, left a little bit to be desired. This one was okay, but I don't think any of the other ones were super great. Yeah, 80 was okay. And then I missed 90 here. Hips come off the ground a little bit too quickly, and like in light of what I'm thinking about now, or at least what Steve was mentioning, was that if I pull too quickly with my arms, then that's honestly like that is a lot of the reason why I'm missing these lifts. I missed 95 here. Um, Not super proud of that. And then here's my reattempt at 95 before 100, which yeah, you'll hear what I say about it. That was silly. Just the fact that I missed was just not super great. Yep, first attempt there. And then these two that I make are going to be a little bit different as far as the make goes. I think I pressed out on my left arm. Um, right there. I'm like, did I press out? And then here is my last attempt here. That was weird. Very weird. Whatever I just did, I would not recommend. And then I moved into my cleans here. 60, 100, 110, and then 120 for like my clustered set of three. I don't know how you call it, but it's not three sets of one. Essentially, it's just like one long set. And yeah, I mean, these are 100 felt pretty good for the first time in a long time. 110 felt pretty good as well. Felt like I was quick under the bar. Felt like receiving position was good. 120 was a little bit different. I think first one was okay. Second one was not the greatest. Uh, I stuck under there a little bit. The second one was definitely not good. If the first one was a little bit less good than I had remembered, and the third one was definitely the best of the three. Here's my second attempt. Yeah, look at that. That was odd, odd positioning overall from extension, from the pull, from everything. And then my third attempt, a little bit more tired than the first two, but I think technical execution was significantly better. So yeah, it is what it is. My upper back, honestly, was not an issue as far as cleans go, but it felt like it was going to be problematic for my jerks. Like my first 130 jerk was not feeling super great. It felt like it was like a dull kind of numbing sensation, but not necessarily any sharp pains like usual. Um, Finished off with my pull-ups and GHD sit-ups, but yeah, I also have actually in training audio that I'm trying to record. I was trying something out today, so yeah. That's 15. Yeah. Today 130 jerks, 100 snatch, clean 120. Pretty happy with actually how everything went. Could have went a lot worse, but that'll be all for today. Thank you. Shoots.